All right, welcome back to the 2024 SEC Baseball Tournament Game 5 press conference. Joined by LSU head coach Jay Johnson, along with All-SEC pitcher Luke Holman. Had 6 no-hit innings today, and first baseman Jared Jones hit a grand slam. Tigers face the winner of Arkansas and South Carolina on Thursday. Coach Johnson will give an opening statement, and then we'll take questions directed to the players only, please. Sierra and Luke will have wireless microphones, so please identify yourself and wait to be called upon. Coach, if you can give an opening statement, please.
Yeah, great win for our team against one of the best teams in the country. I don't think anybody's been more consistent than Kentucky from the start of the year till the end of the year. Our guys were ready to play. Winning starts and ends on the mound. And again, for the second day in a row, I believe we have one of the best pitchers in the country in Luke, and he continues to prove that over and over again. I think tip your hat to Kentucky. I thought they tried to battle him hard and found another gear there to get through the fourth. We didn't help him. And then the fifth and the sixth were awesome, to finish the fifth and to go get the sixth. Just complete execution there. Great at bat by Jared. I thought he really did a good job of slowing the game down. I thought he saw the ball well throughout the day. He hit a couple balls hard before that, really good at bats, and was in control of himself and stayed with that at bat with 2 strikes. And he's so strong, he's just got to be behind it a little bit. And with an aluminum bat, good things are going to happen. So great performance by the team, and really excited to play tomorrow afternoon.
Let's take questions directed to Luke and Jared, please. Front row on the right.
Yeah, Luke, it's pretty well known. UK has been one of the best offenses, not even in the SEC, but in all of college baseball this year, and you held them hitless through 6. Just what was really going for you out there?
I'd say my ability to mix. I think I mixed really well today. Fastball was a little iffy sometimes, but I say I was, able, even behind on hitters, I still stayed in the zone and was able to mix behind and front. So.
All right, front row on the left.
Mark Etheridge of D1. This is for Luke. Do you notice that middle column with the 0 in it that has the H above it? Do you think about that while you're out there?
No, not at all. It's kind of, each inning's its own, each pitch is its own, and kind of leave the statistics until the end of the game,
You're being honest with me.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, in the front row in the center.
Koki Riley with The Advocate. Jared, you'd been in a kind of a mini slump heading into that at bat. Did you feel like you were just slowly getting into it a little bit more heading into that bat, or did something click in that bat?
I don't know if anything clicked in that at bat. Coach Johnson pulled me aside after my second at bat when I struck out and just said, get back to seeing the ball and being myself and being in character in the box. And that's something I'd kind of lost focus of over the last couple of games. And just going up there with a clear mind and just trying to get a pitch up in the zone and put a good swing on it.
Can I comment? I'd love to be in a slump and have 23 homers. That never happened to me.
All right, in the front row on the left.
Yeah. Just to follow up for Luke, just talk about your day, what was working for you from a stuff standpoint, and then how does that compare to like some of your outings where it's maybe been more uneven than it was today?
I'd say not giving up on hitters, getting behind, staying in, and able to, like I said, mix really well and behind in counts, spin the breaker in there and, finish guys off with the fastball as well. So.
All right, in the back of the room on the right.
Jared, after your kind of mini slump, you're talking about how good did that ball feel coming off your bat?
Felt good. I was just making sure it was fair. I hook a lot of balls to the pull side, so for me to actually truly backspin a ball was pretty good. And then obviously that's a big spot for our team. So to break that game open and give ourselves a chance to go out there and run rule them in 8 innings and save some pitching is huge. And we're looking to build off that for tomorrow.
All right, also on the back right.
This can be for Jared, but also Luke. Michael Braswell in the leadoff spot the past couple days leads off the game with a home run today, 3 hits yesterday. How good has he been in this tournament so far?
It's been huge for us to get the offense moving, get us out, starting off on the right foot, and then obviously, when he gets a hold of one, he can still drive it out of the park. So to be up 1-0 in the first inning, especially as a visitors team, kind of set the tone for the game, and he's been doing a great job on both sides of the ball for us, especially here lately.
All right, on the right side of the room.
Chessa Boucher with WVLA in Baton Rouge. Jared, they walk Tommy. What's going through your mind when you get up to bat?
Yeah, like I said, for most of that at bat, I was just kind of like thinking to myself, just get a pitch up, and then once I got to 2 strikes, I was just kind of like, okay, just get at least one run in, bases loaded, one out, so hit a sacrifice fly. So I was really just trying to hunt elevation, and he hung a curveball. So, I don't look into them walking Tommy too much. I mean, I understand it. He's, the best hitter on our team and probably the best hitter in college baseball. So being able to hit behind him has been awesome all season, and just looking to keep doing that.
All right, we have two more for the players. Back right.
John Eads with WAFB. Question for Luke. Coach said yesterday that Gage had been preparing for yesterday's start for about 3 weeks. Was that process kind of the same with you? And if so, how did that preparation look for you?
I'd say so. You got to know how many days you got to get on the mound. So kind of was smart about the whole week. Took some days differently and lifted differently. And I'm ready. Get on the mound. It's game time. So.
And the last one for the players, front and center.
Luke, how'd you sort of alter your preparation with just 4 days of rest, and how'd you sort of feel physically with, not just the 4 days of rest, but also the 9:30 a.m. start and just sort of the weirdness of this whole situation?
I'd say big mentally. Stay mentally. I'd say I'm mentally strong, so I was able to battle through that and, go to sleep really early and, get your body ready and just get mentally ready for it. So.
All right, Luke, Jared, congratulations on the win today. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you.
You got it. If there are questions for Coach, we'll start over on the right side.
Chesson Boucher with WVLA in Baton Rouge. Coach, obviously, Holman throwing a no-hitter. Was it the pitch count the reason why you didn't trot him back out there?
Oh, yeah, no shot. He was going back out. He finished with 100. I was looking at like 80 to 95 was kind of my target. And then he got those 2 quick outs in the 6th against their best hitters. And, it was a little bit wobbly. Like, I was even considering going to get him in the 5th, which if I'm going to let anybody ride it to the win, it's that guy. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers I've ever had. And he got through that after we made an error, and that's what he does. And then he got a quick inning the next inning, and he got a quick inning the next inning. And I can't speak of how good a pitcher I think Luke is enough.
Yeah, also on the right.
Hey, Coach, I know in a baseball season, there's a lot of ups and downs, and maybe the team wasn't performing up to the standards you had wanted at points this season, but, patience and waiting on the team to be doing what it is now, did you always kind of see it ending and the team performing the way it is now kind of at the end of the season?
Yeah, I believed in our team. I think, last summer was critical. I mean, you look at just the last 2 days. We won the national championship on Monday night, and we had the celebration and all that. And Saturday I was with him in North Carolina, and then 2 days later I was in California with Gage, like knowing what we needed to do to retool to have this type of team. And I believed with those two, like, we're going to be one of the best teams in the country. Now, on the position player side, it took a lot of retooling. I mean, again, I'll say it again. Last year, it's one of the best offenses in modern college baseball history, with a lot of guys that had a lot of at-bats under their belt. I mean, Tommy is really the only one that played wire to wire. And then the schedule that we had, I mean, like, it's a real deal. That's win number 20 against top 45 RPI teams. There's 5 or 6, maybe 7 teams in the country that have that. So that didn't do us any favors as that group was trying to find its way in SEC play. And so, we pushed them hard, tried to get through that, and then it got to the point where we just like, hey, no matter what happens, we're going to remain positive. Because I did believe in our team. And the double-edged sword of the league is it's so good, you kind of always have a chance if you just stay with it. And that's what these guys did, and we're playing better than anybody right now.
All right, the front row on the left.
Jay, just a little bit more on Luke. I mean, you talk about he talked about his ability to kind of stay in the moment and not get too up, too down. How challenging is that for someone, on a big stage? Obviously, everyone knows LSU needed to win games down the stretch, especially this week. How does he? Could you speak to his makeup that allows him to do that?
He's special. Like, and it's hard to like think so positively about somebody you only have for 1 year. And I've been really fortunate, obviously having Paul last year and with Luke. I think it goes a little deeper with him. I think there's always like some unique circumstances that goes into it. He was a cancer survivor when he was a little kid, and so when you put in context a game you need to win in college baseball versus what he went through, overcame, I mean, it's not surprising. But his poise, presence, mound demeanor, focus level, maturity is probably as good as anybody else I've had. And, obviously, he's the real deal. Like, he's going to pitch for a long time. And I love it, too, because there might be guys that have more on the fastball or metrics or this and that. I mean, there's nobody that I think is as effective as getting outs as him.
All right, in the back of the room on the right.
Alex Day, College Baseball Central. Coach, since you moved Braswell to the leadoff spot, the offense has really been clicking. You know, what went into that decision, and what does he do that really gets the offense off on the right foot?
Yeah, I think Michael's had a terrific year offensively for us. I'm really proud of him. You know, we made a lot of adjustments, you know, when he transferred here, and he had a good fall. It just took him some time, you know, again, to work through some of those things. But I thought he was taking a bunch of quality at-bats, and I just love the energy he plays with. You know, I mean, we brought him here basically because I just liked the way that he played. Like, that was the whole impetus of it. You know, sometimes you're looking at analytics and stats and those types of things. I just loved the way that he played. And the whole design is just, you know, get somebody on base in front of the big boys. Well, I mean, he's now got 500-plus college at-bats under his belt. And so he's doing a great job of getting on base, and he's hitting mistakes, and he's done a nice job with his body, so he's hitting the ball with some authority, as we saw today, and just playing with a ton of confidence. And that's what you want out of a table setter.
All right, wait, two more on the right side.
Coach, how big was it to see Jared get the grand slam today, especially because of his, quote, slump?
Yeah, no, it was important. And, you know, as soon as they moved up on the wild pitch pass ball, it was like, and even though there was a strike, it's like, okay, they're going to walk him. And the thing I liked about that is in a bases loaded situation, there's not a lot of margin for error missing outside the zone. And he punishes you when you're in the zone. And I thought his at-bats were good today, you know. I thought they were really good. After the strikeout, you know, he went over that. I just kind of tried to get him reset and visualize some of the success that he'd had earlier in the season. And, you know, I thought he was under control. You heard him talk about just trying to get something that was elevated and hit a sacrifice fly. Like, that's a lot of maturity. Because if I had a body like that, I'd be swinging for the moon. So, which he's done sometimes. That hasn't gone over well with me. But really proud of him.
And right here in the center of the room, front row.
Coach, was there always no question that Luke was going to pitch this game on 4 days of rest? And as part of the thinking of pitching, both him and Gage on 4 days of rest, is to give them extra rest for a potential regional?
Yeah, we set the table on this same time. You know, it's like, this is what we're going to do. And part of it was an encouragement to the team. Like, everything is still in front of us. And it was like, okay, now look at him and look at him. I'll take our chances against anybody with those two guys on the mound. Anybody. And, you know, I felt good, as I told all of you, about where we stood coming into this thing. And now there's no question about where we're at and what we're capable of, the quality of the team, the eye test, the performance. It's all there. I mean, we went through a really tough stretch against some of the best teams in the country. That's really all this year's been, was a little bit of a blip at the beginning of SEC play. But they dominated the non-conference schedule. They played great on the back end of the SEC schedule. They're off to a great start in the postseason, and a lot of it has to do with those two guys, you know, setting the tone on the mound.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll see you again tomorrow afternoon.
All right, thank you.